My father, Rai Bahadur Shri Badri Prasad, was a leading lawyer of his time in 1892 at Shahjahanpur. He was a great scholar of history. His work on ancient period of Indian history, Musrif-ul-Tarikh-e-Hind, and his research on Lord Krishna's lineage in Urdu, yet unpublished, are very valuable. At every stage of life, my mother taught me the lesson: be honest and do not steal. And this became a part and parcel of my living. After the time a baby begins to speak or think, the suggestion of its parents and others affect the character that just begins to form, and the suggestions become part of the young one's life. When one reaches boyhood, these suggestions continue to work a good deal. Since thinking starts from the age of 8 or 9, he begins to form himself. Further, he becomes like a coiled up rope, of which the coil remains undisturbed even if burnt. During my childhood, I often saw my mother performing traditional worship. I used to request her to teach me puja she was doing. She used to apply sandalwood paste on my forehead, and I felt happy in the thought that I have done puja that day. From the age of 9, I felt a kind of thirst for reality, and I remained confused and perplexed, like a man drowned in water. My priest could not quench my thirst. I was praying all the time for a good and capable master, and decided if I went at all with this idea to anyone, I would definitely accept him as my master. At the age of 14, I was able to recognize my clothes by smell, and also could know the character of a man by the smell of his perspiration. I became interested at the age of 15 or 16. I became interested in philosophy and began to think out the problems in my own way. Since my brain had become philosophical, and correctness was also there because of concentration, with itself I started curing patients, but not on a large scale. I was interested in philosophical matters and dynamics of the mind. This tendency helped me taking up research work in yoga in my present spiritual career. I had given the results of my research work in books, articles and letters. At Sitapur there was a good gathering, and I suggested that the saints of India should take up research in yoga, which has not so far been done. Research work in yoga is not very difficult. The first criteria is that the worker must be a yogi of high caliber with full experience and knowledge of all the superconscious states. His thinking should be correct. If you think a little, that must be correct, and the signal of the heart should verify it. The problem is, people do not care to find out what the divine instruments for the work are. Mind thinks, and heart gives signals for its correctness. The heart gives signals of different nature, but if a man practices, he will know the nature of it.